Hello, we are back live after Anarchy Rulz, Roy Wilkins Auditorium, St. Paul, Minnesota, and it is my pleasure to welcome back one of the most popular guests we've had on. I know I just said that about Angel, but hey, I'm lucky enough I got the two most popular guys we had on right now. Joel Gertner, the quintessential stud muffin, hot off your big victory tonight.
Yeah, it was what a great atmosphere here in St. Paul. The fans were just electric, and I was very happy with the way everything turned out in the match, and also very happy that I got a victory over Cyrus, which is always a great thing, and the post-match celebration with Sandman. I also got to call a couple matches live with Joey, so all in all, it was a great evening for me, and I'm hoping it was a great evening of wrestling for all of the fans here in the Minneapolis area, because they're so ardent in their support. They're just very loyal to Extreme Championship Wrestling, and hopefully we gave them a show that's worthy enough that shows how much we appreciate them.
Absolutely. Do you think it's a good sign in ECW? Last time you guys were here in May, you drew 2,400 over at the U of M. This time you drew probably 4, maybe 5,000. We'll have to look at the official numbers, but you were on track at 3,500, last week. So probably a good another, 5,000 or probably another 1,000 walk-ups I saw standing outside waiting to buy tickets today. What's to say about ECW that even in the tumultuous times, you guys continue to grow into new markets?
What it says is that there's an interest in our concept and our product, and that people enjoy seeing what we do, and it's that simple. And if you in these days of the internet, and having friends online, so that your friends not only live in your community, but they live all over the globe. It would be easy for somebody here in Minneapolis, previous to this May, to be talking to their best friend from Philadelphia, and after hearing how much the people from Philadelphia enjoy ECW and all the other towns we've gone to, it's just a case of we have to come, and it's supply and demand, and the people demand it, and we're more than happy to supply it. And we've got a great syndicated network that's always growing. The markets we're in, we try to improve the quality of the stations we're on, and we try to get into new markets, and I think people are just clamoring to see ECW, and that's a beautiful thing for everybody here.
Let's talk a little bit about your victory tonight. Now, of course, we've seen you in the ring before when you wrestled Beulah McGillicuddy in that mixed tag match. That had to be a little different being in there with a man tonight, huh?
Yeah, that was a little different. This is actually my second singles match. And my second match in the new era, I guess, of the quintessential stud muffin. I had one last Saturday in Danbury, Connecticut, against the Blue Boy.
Right.
And I was lucky enough to manage to eke out a victory there as well. So
is this a new Goldberg-like streak?
No, it's not a Goldberg streak. It's not a Joelberg streak. It's nothing. It's hopefully me being happy to be 2-0 and undefeated right now, and if I end my in-ring career at 2-0 and undefeated, it'll be 2 more matches that I've won than I ever thought I would. So,
does Joel Gertner have any interest in doing a Vince Russo type, win the belt and retire with the belt? Is that something?
I'm just interested in keeping on developing my character, and through modification of my gimmick. And that's basically, I just want to entertain, and when I started in the wrestling business and started training for it and preparing to go full-time and make money in the industry, I had no delusions that I was going to be an in-ring wrestler. I knew that my strengths were probably to do either ring announcing, refereeing, managing, something, not actually wrestling. And I would be more than happy sticking to that. I've got a great spot here, and the fans seem to enjoy what I do. And no, I don't want to wrestle every week. Absolutely not. And that wouldn't be good for anybody, and least of all me, and it wouldn't be good for the fans. So
we're not going to see Kamala 3?
No, I think White Kamala or the Ugandan stud muffin, as I've heard Joey said tonight. No, that's actually an alter ego that has been around ECW for a little while, but usually it's only seen occasionally. He's only seen it in the back room for the amusement of my buddies, or when we're in Florida, he occasionally breaks out and starts getting hungry and doing the belly flop at Baja Beach Club, or when we do New Orleans, he likes to get drunk on Bourbon Street and let loose. But
a treat for all the fans.
I guess it's something, but as far as in the ring, no, I think White Kamal is going to be more than happy to just take this victory and go back to deepest, darkest Africa.
I mean, it's got to feel pretty good as you were one of the most hated men in ECW just a couple years ago. Now that you're beloved by, millions across the country, on a personal level, how does that feel for you?
It's great, and I enjoy both. And some people might not be able to fully understand how that works, but I mean, really, it's just when you're hated, and when you're really hated, and the reaction is right, it's because they love to hate you. And when they love you, it's because they love to love you. So the second part of the equation doesn't matter whether it's hate or love. As long as they love to do whatever they're doing, and as long as they enjoy giving forth that emotion, doesn't matter what emotion they're presenting. As long as the heat is there, regardless of how it's being displayed, it's for a performer, it's heaven. It's the best thing you can. It's 100%. There's nowhere to go from there.
I would imagine your fear would have to be indifference then. They can love you or hate you either way as long as they just care.
Absolutely. Good press, bad press, it's all press. Just spell my name right.
Absolutely. Now, speaking of the internet and speaking of spelling your name right, we've recently relaunched your website, joelgertner.com, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
joelgertner.com has steadily increasing. We've raised our hits tremendously over the last 2 weeks only, really, since we've done the relaunch, and a lot of that is centered around. I've started doing, and a lot of people do these, and they're all excellent. So from being a mark for other people's online commentaries, I decided to write my own, and they're exclusive. There's stuff that you won't hear me say on TNN, either because I just don't, for time restrictions, or because I can't. And sometimes they're wrestling related, and sometimes they're entirely not wrestling related, and it goes back and forth. You pretty much never know what you're going to read. And between that and the merchandise section that's going to be opening up probably around November, mid-November, it's just amazing. And in the last 2 or 3 weeks, an average day has gone from about 400 hits to 2,500 hits.
Wow.
So in 2 weeks, we've multiplied the audience by 6. And it's still rising from there. It rises a few hundred every day.
Do you think there's something in particular that's leading to that?
I think it's the commentaries, because I've been getting good, strong feedback from them. I have my email address at the bottom of each one.
Why don't you hit us up with that real quick?
Yeah. My email address for anybody that wants to reach out to me and send me any correspondence is ECWStudMuffin, all one word with no spaces, at AOL.com. And again, the website is www.joelgertner, no space in between the two words, .com. And again, we're hoping to get it up to several thousand hits a day and beyond. And both my webmaster, David Jecchiello from Pittsburgh, and myself, we're really concentrating and focusing on it in a way we haven't at any point since it's been around for almost the last 3 years.
You had the line of the week this week on last week's TNN show. Have you gotten a lot of response? What was the Nashville Network's former slogan?
Can I say it on this show?
You can say whatever you want. It's the
internet. Say it absolutely unrestricted.
I will not cut it.
Yeah, the line for anybody that didn't hear it was, Joey said, hey, next week TNN is relaunching the network, and they're going to have a new logo and a new slogan, and the slogan's going to be, "We Got Pop." And I said, are you ribbing me? That's the second worst slogan in the history of the television industry. And he said, well, what's the first? I said, well, when TNN was just the Nashville Network. He said, why? What was their slogan then? I said, well, we fuck pigs.
I pop now. That was great. Absolutely. Where did you come up? I mean, where'd you go? Well, let me ask you this. In that the TNN was nice enough to keep you guys on, a couple extra weeks.
Absolutely. Let me stop you there. Absolutely not. And that's a common misconception. And that's nothing against you for making that mistake, because I think TNN probably would like for people to think that, and they're not doing anything to stop that perception. It's not TNN. It's actually Vince McMahon.
Well, right.
Is being nice enough to waive his exclusivity on TNN to allow us to be on, because he realizes the somewhat unfair practices as it relates to the fact that the appeal in Delaware, which was affecting him, I'm sure, as he was sitting and watching, waiting for the verdict to come in, and it was promised on a certain Friday, and it didn't come in for 2+ weeks after that.
Yep.
So based on that, he in what has been on and off a very friendly relationship, has as we're being told to move.
We got to move out of the way.
We're fine.
Go ahead.
Okay, little
Back
move
again?
From the building crew. But as I was saying, it's more Vince McMahon allowing us to stay on TNN than TNN being nice. TNN, and this is the internet and it's not on TNN, so I don't care what I say. TNN, I'll go on record, isn't nice to us, hasn't been nice to us, won't be nice to us. We don't care. We don't want them to be. We are looking to move to a new network. Once we get there, we will leave TNN, no questions asked, and in a moment's notice. And there's no love lost on either side between TNN and ECW. TNN and ECW is not a storyline. It's not the network versus ECW. The network that you see in the ring as a stable is entirely different from TNN, the MTV network.
Right.
And you know, personally, you know, I'll probably never be seen on TNN after we move for saying all of these things. But they haven't always treated us as well as possible. And you know, as you saw, I mean, they had Raw on Monday night, and then we were on the next Friday night, and they obviously got the opportunity to show some of their own in-house commercials because they showed those, you know, commercials for the 888 number, and at times they would show one of those 30-second commercials, and then right when it ended, they'd go to another one.
Right.
Now, they could have taken one of those 30-second slots, just one, and promoted the fact that there is another wrestling promotion on 4 nights later. All it would have done is doubled the ratings, which would have helped their ad sales.
Absolutely.
But I guess now that they're being helped by the WWF, anything that even helps them but also still helps us is apparently a no-go. So from what I know about the situation, and I don't know that I'm privy to 100% of the details, and one day somebody may sit down and you know, show me a point of view that might make me differ in opinion from my current one. But at this particular point in time, with the information that I know, I feel comfortable saying that I wouldn't want to answer any question from you that would start with TNN has been nice enough, because that's absolutely not the case.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that put that one right to rest. Let me ask you this one then. There is some, Dave Meltzer pointed out this week, I believe, I've read it a couple other places, some people harken back to 1982 when Vince McMahon took All-American Wrestling and put stars from all across the country on TV under his own goodwill, and then went and signed those people out from underneath the promotions they were currently working for. Is there any fear in the ECW locker room that the only reason Vince kept the show on Friday nights was to see who could get over, just to try and steal them away?
I don't necessarily know that us being on the same network as the WWF will have them watching us any closer. I'm sure whoever is watching now, and to whatever degree they're watching, was probably watching back when they were with USA, and we were exclusive on TNN.
Right.
So, but you know, I'm sure we are. You know, our product is being watched and monitored, and I'm happy for that. You know, it means that there's obviously something going on here.
Right.
And the fact that guys like Taz and the Dudleys and Raven and a lot of people that, you know, either start in ECW or take gimmicks that they currently have and really made those while they were in ECW. I mean, a testament to it is to see in a WWF ring on Raw in prime time, Raven and Taz having an issue with the Dudleys, which is, you know, all 4 guys who were in ECW within the last 1.5 to 2 years.
Right.
And I think it really speaks volumes about our product. It says that what we have is not third rate, is not minor league, and is not Mickey Mouse. We have performers that are currently here, world-class performers, and that's just something that we want to get out to the people and illustrate.
I got 2 more questions for you.
Sure.
First of all, speaking of world-class performance, Jerry Lynn wins the World Heavyweight title here in his hometown tonight. What did you think about putting the strap on Jerry? Jerry's a champion, or Jerry's a wrestler here in ECW?
Jerry as a wrestler is phenomenal, and he helps himself, and he helps get other people over, and that's the best kind of wrestler there is. I mean, that's a true pro, and he's a 12-year or so veteran of wrestling, and I remember watching him in the GWF and you know, marking out for him. So to be on the same show as him is an honor, and he's just a pro, and will be a great representative as ECW champion, and you know, since he was going to win the championship anyway, and that's the way his destiny took him, I'm just stoked for him that he was able to do it in his hometown.
Absolutely. And finally, a lot of rumors that ECW might end up on USA. Let me ask you, what do you think of the idea of either the old Saturday night at ringside or Saturday night time slot, where the 5 to 7 Central, 6 to 8, or the late night? What do you think would be best for ECW?
I think wrestling is a primetime business because of Raw, because of SmackDown, And a few years ago, when Nitro was winning the rating wars because of Nitro, wrestling is seen as a primetime business. So for us to be on, even if it is prime time, but on a Saturday, or for us to be on, let's say, Saturday night from 11 to 1, and these are all,
Yes.
rumored time slots that I've heard, and that's why I'm using them as hypotheticals. But I think we'd be better off on a primetime night that doesn't currently have wrestling. Like maybe Tuesday night from 8 to 10 would be ideal. But who knows? We might shock the world, and just as our product is an alternative to the other two promotions, maybe then it means that we shouldn't be on in prime time, and maybe we will steal people away from Saturday Night Live or Howard Stern or Mad TV or whatever it is that they're currently watching, and get some of that demographic. So I could be totally proven wrong, and Saturday from 11 to 1 might wind up working great for us, but if that is not the case, and if our future is to be in prime time, hopefully we'll be allowed to go on Saturday from 11 to 1, hypothetically, to peddle our wares and to show what we have and to get whatever is considered to be decent ratings in that time slot, and hopefully after passing that trial, we would be able to be moved to a better spot.
What difference does 12 pay-per-views next year mean? Doing one every month? I mean, what is that? Is that add to your schedule? Is that going to make things worse, or is it just, one more show?
In the grand scheme of things, it's actually less shows because instead of that fourth weekend or actually the way it is now, we're doing them the first weekend of every month. So instead of that first weekend being a standard weekend and being a 2-shot or a 3-shot, it's actually now a 1-shot.
Right.
So it's going to probably lessen the number of shows by somewhere between 10 and 15 a year. That's not really significant enough for me to, think that helps, the wrestlers heal up quicker or anything like that. The wrestlers are still, incredibly courageous and determined, no matter how many shows we do a year. But it means more national exposure. It means more time for our logo on the pay-per-view Barker channels.
Right.
And it just gives us another chance to show that our fans are as loyal as they are, because they're not only watching the product that we give them for free, but they'll continue to support us 12 times each year by watching a product that they have to pay for. So it's really going to be a great confidence builder for us, and we're hoping it results in having 12 unbelievable shows for the fans.
Awesome. Well, White Kamala, it was a pleasure to have you on. Is there anything you want to leave the fans of Minnesota with?
I just want to thank Kamala, the original, or Big Cam, as I call him when we're just hanging out in the jungles of deepest, darkest Africa, for letting me in on the Lucky Charms secret. And for lending me the war paint. I greatly appreciate that. And I also spent a day with his trainer from the dungeons of deepest, darkest Africa,
Wow.
the legendary Stu Abubuga. And that was an unbelievable learning experience. So I'd be remiss if I didn't thank those people.
Great. Thank you very much, Joel. It was a pleasure to have you on once again. We look forward to having you back again soon.
It's always a pleasure to be here.
Holy cow, everyone. This is Capital City Kyle, and you can tell I barely have any voice left. What an exciting night of action. I just got home. Front row, ECW Anarchy Rulz. Folks, you're listening to the inaugural broadcast. WrestlingRadio.ws is on the air, and damn it, I couldn't have a better show for you tonight, to be honest with you. Bill Alfonso's on the show. Find out what it's like to take and be on the wrong end of the Van Terminator as Fonzie talks about legitimately being knocked out cold tonight. Don't forget as well, Angel of the Baldies is back to talk about what he's been following up on Skull's career and many other things. As many of you know, I'm sure Angel was one of the best guests we ever had on Wrestling Radio. Don't forget, we also have Steve Carino talking about his babyface turn, his win in the #1 contenders match tonight, his association with Dawn Marie, and much, much more. That's going to be the end of the interview, and then stuck right there in the middle. Though he should be on top, truly. I didn't want to make you guys have to wait for it, though. The new effing champ in his first media appearance. Right here, Wrestling Radio's got him. Jerry Lynn, ECW heavyweight champion. I am so happy we got to talk to him. It's such an honor to see Jerry win the belt tonight. I got to say, I'll mention it later on in the interview that you'll hear. But watching him down at Roper's, watching him at the Northeast Armory, following him around town when he was here 10 years ago, to seeing him in the main event of a pay-per-view in his own town, winning the heavyweight title. I mean, it's just an amazing transformation, and it couldn't happen to a nicer guy as far as I'm concerned. Jerry is one of the top guys in the business, top wrestlers, just one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. And I'm really happy he's finally getting what he deserves. So, folks, stick around. Damn it, I got so much for you. My voice is going out. I can barely speak anymore. I hope you really enjoy this. I hope you'll check back next week. Next week, don't forget, check back tomorrow, because I have something that was so good I couldn't use it tonight. What is that? An interview with the quintessential stud muffin, Joel Gertner. That's right, Gertner is back on Capital City Kyle Radio. Hell, it's wrestling radio now. And it was so good, another 20 minutes with him, that I had to give him his own show. He was supposed to be part of this. I know you're not going to want to have to wait, but unfortunately, you're going to have to wait 24 hours to hear what Joel Gertner had to say about the introduction of White Kamala and his big pay-per-view victory tonight. So stay tuned. Up first, we've got Angel, followed by Fonzie. Hey, the quality on Fonzie, something happened. It didn't come out the greatest, but you got to listen to it, because really, I mean, Fonzie is one of the best storytellers ever. The new effing champ, Jerry Lynn, follows that up, and we'll hear from Steve Carino. But right before we get to the interviews, let me quickly tell you, I just wanted to mention, you're wondering, what is wrestling radio going to be about? Well, what we're bringing here to you do every day, 20 minutes, hopefully. Well, not every day, because I got to take a little bit of a break, but almost every day. We'll bring you 20 minutes of the hottest news, notes, interviews, quotes, everything in the wrestling world. Capital City Kyle's going to be talking about it. We're going to have commentary from Rob Feinstein, owner of RF Video, on here. Tough Tim Larson of the Upper Midwest Newsletter, and many, many more. So we got the new champ tonight, Jerry Lynn, on there. We've got the man who trained Jerry Lynn, Brad Ringens, on, scheduled next weekend. That'll be posted sometime. Just got to get out to Brad's camp and talk to him. We're looking forward to that. That's going to be very informative, especially coming straight off the win of Jerry Lynn. Can't wait to find out what Brad thinks of his protege. So that's it. 20 minutes probably every day, every other day. You've seen the schedule. It's up there. Hope you'll come back and enjoy it. Raw analysis the minute it goes off the air. Much, much more. Wrestling radio, it's back. It's bigger than ever. It's going to be huge, folks. Thanks. Stick around for these fantastic interviews. I got to go. Hello, everyone. This is Capital City Kyle coming to you live from Roy Wilkins Auditorium. It's the post-show of Anarchy Rulz. We are joined right now by the most requested guest to be back on the show since the last time he was on the show, Angel of the Baldies. How you doing tonight?
Yo, what's up, dog? How's everything?
Well, you had a fantastic match tonight, tag team battle with the likes of Balls Mahoney and Chili Willie. How'd you think of your match?
Bro, it was off the hook, man. You know, we took it to them hard. Man, you see how I beat the shit out of Chili Willie. I just beat him like a dog, and me and Tony just prevailed, man. We just won the match very easily.
Absolutely. The crowd was absolutely horrified when you stapled Balls Mahoney into the eye. What's a sick man like you thinking doing that, trying to take a guy out?
Yo, dude, Ainge got to do what he got to do. You know, if I got to take out Balls, I'll take out Balls. If I have to hit old lady with a chair, papa, you know, I got to do it, you know, man. Say, that's how you climb to the top, bro. There's no friends in wrestling. You know, this is business.
Absolutely. A lot of people want to know, where's Vic Grimes?
Oh, what is up with this question? You know, do I look like Vic Grimes' publicist? Do I know where Vic Grimes lives, and stuff like that? Honestly, I don't know, man. You know, honestly, Vic is home. Technically, he's not with the Baldies right now. He's home just hanging out, and hopefully he comes back. If not, hey, man, there's always other Baldies out there to make the cut, you know?
Did you like working with Vic? I mean, he took some pretty big bumps.
Hey, Vic was all right. You know, sometimes you didn't know when to shut up. But, yo, I love Vic, you know. I have no problems with him, you know. He was always good on the road, and I always joke around with him. But, you know, hey, man, que sera, sera, you know.
You have a new Baldy in the group, or a Baldy trainee. How about Red Dog? Tell us a little bit about him.
You know, Red Dog's, you know, another up-and-comer. You know, he's hard, he's tough, you know, he's mean. He's not as mean as me, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, he's up there, you know. I think he's going to be a good asset to the company and to the Baldies.
And you've been working with DeVito now for a long time, almost a year probably. How's that tag team going for you? You like working with him?
I love working with DeVito, you know. We've been jumping with each other in the ring, you know. We're feeling each other out. We're in sync, you know. I mean, I think he's the best partner I ever had, you know, and, you know, I'm happy I'm stuck with him, you know, and hopefully we get the gold.
You've opened up your brand new website a couple months ago when we were in Chicago. You were just getting ready to launch it, thebaldies.com, correct?
Oh, no doubt. Have you been peeping my website?
I'm there almost every day checking
Do
out
you
your
read
commentary.
no doubt my commentary's off the hook, man. I say it how it is, bro. I don't talk about wrestling. Everybody talks about wrestling, who I beat, who won, but no, let's talk about the action that happens after the wrestling matches. What Angel does, what kind of rats he picks up, what kind of adventures that he do. You know, that's what people are interested. The excitement, the action.
Do you have any adventures to tell us about while you've been here in Minneapolis? Were you accosting anybody out at the mall yesterday?
Now, if I tell you that, man, you know, then I don't have to write my commentary. So if you want to know, got to read my commentary on thebaldies.com.
That's a smart man. Don't give it away for free. Finally, let's ask you here. You're running pay-per-views now almost every month. ECW is looking to sign a new, better TV deal. What do you see the future of the Baldies in wrestling?
Bro, to tell you the truth, right now, the Baldies is just going to go up and up and up. You know, there's no stopping us, you know. Like that song says, ain't no stopping us now because we're on the move, and that's what the Baldies are doing. Bling, blinging, singing it, you know. And now that the ECW is going to, you know, eventually be in a new station, I don't know where, but eventually it will happen. And then, you know what I'm saying? Then the Baldies will be the king of cha-ching. You know what I'm saying?
And, you know, people are going to get mad at me if I don't ask you this just because it was so big last time. I personally don't really need to ask you. How you been keeping up on Skull and his adventures in WCW?
I bumped into Skull at an indie show just recently. He tried to be buddy-buddy with me, you know, kiss my ass and stuff like that, but I know he don't like me. And, you know, he's the Mr. Hardcore, you know, champion at the time, and now he's, you know, the Big Vito. But, yo, whatever, man. As long as he stays out of the Baldies' way, as long as he stays out of my way, then me and him have no problems. But once again, fuck Skull. I hope he goes bankrupt. I hope the motherfucker is like in the back of a gym, living in the back of a gym, eating crackers and cheese for the rest of his fucking life.
Now, WCW gave him a pretty decent push. You know, put him in with Kevin Nash, put him in with a couple other big names. What do you think of the reason he just didn't get over? It was personality, or what you want to say?
Well, let me explain something. I mean, I'm not burying nobody. I don't, you know, I'm not going to say, like, you know, he's there for this reason. But the only reason is not who you know, it's who you blow. And Vito's been blowing some of the top dogs in WCW, and that's why he's in the position he's in.
Well, there you go. You got straight from the Baldy's mouth. Angel, thank you very much for being on tonight. Is there anything you want to leave the fans in Minnesota with?
Yo, like I always say, bro, you know, from the front seats to the cheap seats, you know, the Baldies be bling-blinging it. And, you know, if you want to read what's happening with the Baldies this weekend, got to read my commentary. Same Latino time, same Latino Meat channel, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you very much. It was great to have you on once again. We look forward to seeing you again next month in Chicago.
No doubt. I'll check you in Chicago.
Chicago, we are joined right after your Anarchy Rulz tonight with a verifiable legend in the business. Bill Alfonso, how you doing tonight?
I'm not bad, brother. We had a hell of a fight. We had a hell of a war tonight. I've come out with a broken hand. It was a little rough, but the whole show was a success, and Anarchy Rulz is going to go down in history, Daddy.
Your second time in St. Paul, are you looking forward to coming back?
Oh, yeah, I love this area. The people are great. They're wrestling people. The crowd's responsive. They love ECW, and we love them.
What about, have you ever been to Minnesota before when you were working for the NWA? Or
yeah, I'm sure I've been here with Vince, WWF. In fact, I know I've been here with WWF because I went to that big-ass mall you got.
Absolutely. All right, tonight you were on the receiving end of the Van Terminator. Usually you're helping Rob out, but tonight you got hit by it. What's it like to be on the receiving end?
Well, felt like a 747 running into the Empire State Building, Daddy. He knocked me out. I was out cold for, I'd say, 15, 20 seconds, and I came to. I didn't know what city I was in. And then I see some familiar faces start coming back to me, and move my hand, and it didn't feel good, Daddy, at all. Would hate to ever take that again. I feel sorry for guys that have been Van terminated. You know what I mean? Yeah, but it's the nature of the business. It's violent. You know what I mean? So even Tommy Dreamer suffered a broken shoulder. He's hurt. Everybody's hurt, Daddy. And I'm not crying about anything because I'm pound for pound. I'm as tough as anybody.
Was taking bumps something you saw yourself doing when you broke into the business?
Well, I'm getting thrown around. Not really, but it ended up being that way. So I rolled with the flow, and after 22 years in the business, still getting dropped on my head. I think I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm taking bumps. It goes with pro wrestling. So.
Absolutely. Why don't you tell the folks that might be joining us for the first time a little bit about how you broke into the business?
22 years ago, I walked in as a fan. I was a big fan, and just like you guys out there, you guys watch wrestling. I wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to wrestle. I was a great amateur wrestler in high school, and I competed in lightweight, and I wanted to be a pro wrestler, but there was no way I could make the weight at that time. Everybody was big. Now you got guys like Spike Dudley and Mama Luke from the FBI that are a little smaller, and they can really go. But actually, I'm pretty glad I didn't become a wrestler because I'd be burned out at this time. And the next best thing, being in the ring, would be a referee, and I learned to do that. I went through some schooling, I met some friends, I met some wrestlers, and it took me a long time to break in, but in 1980, I had a full-time job, and it took me 2 years to get in. I was trained, and just the right place at the right time. It was a wonderful experience for me. 22 years on the road and getting paid for it, and seeing the world, and working with people like Tommy Dreamer and Paul Heyman, the Sandman, Rob Van Dam, of course, the legendary Sabu, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair. I've worked with everybody, brother, and there's nothing like ECW.
Absolutely. Let me ask you real quick. You broke in with probably one of the hottest moves here in ECW with when 911 chasing you as the heel athletic commissioner, or the referee brought in by the athletic commissioner to lay some law and order down in ECW. Did you think it was going to be hard getting past that? Something that was so big in ECW, and you were finally able to move on to Taz. Did you think you were going to run out there? I mean, I thought you were for a short run.
Actually, everybody thought I was going to be in here for a short run, and I was fresh out of WWF when I came in here, so I was tamed entertainment at the time. Vince McMahon was, but now he's getting a little rougher, and I fit right in. And the thing that I was doing was trying to keep the violence out of ECW. People hated me, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And next thing you know, I'm the most hated guy in the professional wrestling. I said, wow. So we just took it a step farther, and with the flow. And I didn't expect to be here. You're right. I didn't expect to be here long. And this past May 13th was my 5th year in ECW, and I'm proud to stand here with you and say that I made it in ECW, and I'm a pretty good sized player in this club, and I'm glad I'm not anywhere else. I'd rather be here than anywhere else in the business.
What keeps you coming back? What keeps it fresh for you after 22 years?
Well, that's a tough question. I don't know. It's definitely not the money, because I got a little money saved. If I didn't, I'd be an idiot after 22 years. I guess it's a thrill of excitement. It's a thrill of walking out in front of thousands. It's a thrill being in front of a camera with millions of people watching. It's a thrill to be admired. It's a thrill to give an autograph to a kid. It's a thrill to be affiliated with superstars like Rob Van Dam. It's a thrill to be interviewed by you. So that's what keeps me coming back. The people, the business, the boys, the combination. I'm not in one city more than one day. I get to travel around the world, and done too many jobs like that out there, Daddy. So actually, it's hard to shake, brother. Once you get in this business, and it's hard to get out.
We'll wrap up. I want to do a couple quick name association with you. Just tell me the first thing that pops in your head. How about Dusty Rhodes?
Dusty Rhodes, a mentor for me. He gave me my first full-time job. He was the executive producer of Florida Championship Wrestling in 1980, and he hired me full-time. And I just recently did some work with him here at ECW, and it was just a thrill to be back with Dusty. And I've learned a lot of tradition. And in fact, Dusty Rhodes told me I was bred for my position now. Back then, they were breeding me, and I didn't even know it.
How about Ric Flair?
Ric Flair, the Nature Boy, was exciting, and I used to travel with him quite a bit when they sent him to Florida to do the seven-day run, defending his title against our hottest stars in Florida. And I used to travel with Ric Flair a lot, and he's a classy guy. I love Ric Flair. Don't have a bad word to say about him. Love the Nature Boy.
Vince McMahon?
Vince McMahon, one of my favorite guys. treated me like a king. I made a lot of money with Vince, and he is the innovator of professional wrestling. He's brought wrestling to where it's at now. It's not $1 million business. It's $1 billion business. I just read in the Forbes magazine that he was one of the most richest, 500 richest men in the world, and he didn't start off. He started off with nothing. This guy told me himself, Fonzie, I started off with nothing, and to be where he's at today is just an unbelievable story. And God bless Vince. If it wasn't for Vince, nobody would be around.
All right, and let's wrap it up. How about Rob Van Dam?
Rob Van Dam is the most talented guy I've ever met in the business. I've met everybody from Ric Flair to Dusty Rhodes to Hulk Hogan to everybody, and there's no comparison. Van Dam's, the all-out most talented guy I've ever met in the squared circle.
Great. Thank you very much, Fonzie, for joining us tonight. Is there anything you want to leave the fans in Minnesota with?
I want to leave you guys with keep watching our show. We appreciate the support. We got another pay-per-view coming up. I think it's November. Is that in
You start
Chicago?
running every month now. Yep, Chicago,
Yep.
November 4th.
Yep, that's going to be great, I'm sure. I'm going to take a little bit of time off, maybe to get my hand healed. I'm sure it's broke. I haven't had an x-ray yet, but I'm going to leave you guys with a lot of thanks, and we appreciate what you guys do for us, and hopefully you guys appreciate what we do for you.
Thanks a lot, Bill. We really had great having you on tonight.
Thank you very much, Daddy.
Hey, Capital City Kyle, coming back to you one last time, and it is my honor to be joined by, and hope I get to be one of the first to call you the new effing champ, huh? Jerry Lynn, winner of the ECW Heavyweight Title Night. How are you doing today, Jerry?
Oh, now that it's all over and done with, I'm feeling great and exhausted at the same time.
What's this week been like, you leading up to main eventing in your hometown?
I just tried to keep everything in perspective and not get too nervous, because I'm always a nervous wreck before a match anyway, and I kept pretty busy working some independents up in Winnipeg and Green Bay, and so it's been a busy week.
Absolutely. I was sitting next to a couple friends of mine. We used to go see you at Roper's all the time, the Northeast Armory. Yeah, I used to put over JB Trask and make him look like $1 million. What's it like now you're wrestling in Roy Wilkins Auditorium in front of 4,000 fans instead of the 50, over at Roper's?
Oh, of course, it's a great feeling. It was a great crowd, and they gave me a great reception, and it was the second time in about the last 5-6 years that I've wrestled here in home, and it was unbelievable.
Was this make up for having a job in your hometown last time? A lot of people have been bitching since May that they hated seeing you lose to Lance Storm here in your homecoming.
Yeah, I heard it from a lot of friends, and nothing you can do about it. But a lot of people were pretty pissed off. But what can you say? I'm sure they're all happy tonight.
Absolutely. So you're the champ. I mean, how's that feel?
It feels great. It's like all the years of hard work and driving up and down thousands of miles to get that extra ring time it's finally paid off.
Absolutely. You've worked all across the world, Japan. Have you been down to Mexico ever?
Not Mexico, no.
Not Mexico. Canada, you just mentioned
Yep,
a couple minutes
Canada.
ago. Was there any more feeling wrestling here in your hometown, or would it have mattered if this was Saskatchewan or Chicago? Did it make any difference that you won the title here in the town you broke in?
Oh, of course, it made the world of a difference. It was just like the icing on the cake.
And now, of course, you're always compared to your longtime rival when you were breaking in, Sean Waltman. Obviously, Waltman worked WCW and WWF, but you're the champ in ECW. What is that? Would you rather be the big fish in a small pond or small fish in a big pond?
It doesn't really matter to me. It's just just give me a good payday. Show me the money.
And you've got your website coming up soon, hopefully. Brand new T-shirt. I was the lucky one to be the first one in Minnesota to get them. What do you see as the future for the champ?
Just hopefully keep defending the belt and hang on to it as long as I can, and just give them a great show every night.
Your opponent tonight, of course, just incredible. You guys wrestled, well, it wasn't technically your first match in ECW, but your first acknowledged match in ECW at As Good As It Gets against Credible. 3 years later, here you guys are wrestling the main event. What's that? How'd that feel?
Justin and I have had a long history together, because we made both of our Philly arena debuts against each other, and that was the start of it. And then we had the big summer series, so we've got a lot of history together, and that made for more of an interesting match tonight also.
In Living Dangerously '98, you opened the card tagging with Chris Chetty. Here we are, Anarchy Rulz 2000. You're the main event. What brought you to that level?
I think just being very, how would you describe it? Just busting my ass every night and doing what I do, and finally a boss and a promoter who sees what I do and appreciates it.
Tell us a little bit now. We'll wrap this up pretty quick here. I know you got lots to do. Everybody wants your autograph. Meet the champ. You train out with Brad Ringens, of course, or you have in the past. Brad has had a lot of world-famous athletes out there. Don Fry has worked out there. Mr. Saito, of course. Was there any working out with those guys, training from Brad Ringens? Did that help you at all? Does that help you take? Is that an advantage other guys maybe didn't have?
Not really. I think you just your determination and wanting to learn more and being hungry is what did it.
And how about the great Mr. JL gimmick, the fabulous marketing idea? Does wrestling under a mask help build your endurance? I mean, you guys almost did 35 minutes tonight, or 30 minutes, which is pretty unprecedented even today. Did that help, wrestling under the mask?
No, actually wrestling under a mask hurts because your body heat can't escape and you actually get blown up a lot faster.
But did it help you prepare now to be able to, I mean, did it build your endurance, do you think, or not at all?
No, it's just your daily regimen and how you're training and how you're taking care of yourself.
Is there anything you want to leave your hometown fans with tonight? You're the champ. Anything you want to say to them?
I just want to say thanks for all the support all throughout all the years, and it's about time.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Jerry. We look forward to having you on again very soon when we get some time to sit down and talk indies, Minnesota indies with you. It was great having you. Congratulations, champ.
Right, thanks a lot.
Absolutely. Capital City Kyle back again, once again, joined with the old school hero. Some call him the old school sellout, but I won't say that to your face. Steve Carino, recent babyface, and Jack Victory, legend in the business. Steve, how you doing tonight?
Doing well after a hard-fought match with C.W. Anderson here at Anarchy Rulz.
Absolutely. And how about you, Jack?
I'm doing good.
All right, Jack's doing great. C.W. Anderson, #1 contenders match. How did that go for you tonight?
It was tough. I've known C.W. Anderson for the last 5 years. We've rode thousands of miles together. You know, we're great friends, and you know, we went in with the mindset is that we're going to totally beat the crap out of each other, and I think we did. I'm feeling a little sore. I know he's feeling sore, but it was for the #1 contendership, and no matter what people think about wrestling and everything, whether they think it's just entertainment, there's one thing for sure. Everybody wants to be the world heavyweight champion. Everybody wants to be in that spot. Me and C.W. Anderson went out there. We hit each other hard, and we gave the people in Minneapolis what I thought was a pretty good show. And I was lucky to get out on top, and now I'm the #1 contender.
Absolutely. You have wrestled Jerry Lynn before. You guys just had a great three-way up in Toronto a couple weeks ago. Is there either one of the guys, Justin or Jerry, that you were looking forward to working with as the contender?
Well, I have pinfall victory over Jerry Lynn, and now he's the new world heavyweight champion, I think. And I think I have what it takes to beat Jerry Lynn. Just Incredible frustrates me because of the 2 times that I've stepped in the ring with him. I haven't been able to defeat him. It's come so close. Everybody keeps interfering. And you know what? I know that game as well as anybody else. You know, I've interfered. I've had people interfere. And, you know, I'm the you know, one of the best heels in the business. And I still consider myself a heel because I'm going to go out there every day and beat up anybody I can to obtain the world heavyweight title.
We are getting the wrap-up sign here quickly, Steve. Dawn Marie, tell us a little bit about working with her.
Dawn Marie and I go way back from the old NWA New Jersey days in, you know, '98, right before she came to ECW. When Simon Diamond and I were the NWA United States Tag Team Champs, she was our manager along with Nova's brother, Donnie B. So we've always kept a good relationship, and she was the first one to come to me after the breakaway from the network, and she wants to get at Francine as much as anybody, and it's good to have her in the corner. You know, it's all business. She has her agenda about getting Francine and being, you know, on TV and the #1 girl. That's fine with me. I don't care about her agenda. All I care about is winning the world heavyweight title.
Absolutely. All right, we've got, how about SteveCarino.com? Tell us a little bit about that.
SteveCarino.com is great. It's really taken off in the last year. The guys at OneWrestling.com do a fantastic job alongside my other webmaster, Jeff Bradley from New Jersey. It's a fun thing. Every week you get to see the It's Good to Be King weekly commentary, which is really that's what people go to, because I don't talk just about wrestling. I talk about life in general. My big feud with US Air.
That's what I was just going to ask.
And, it's a lot of fun. You get the updated schedules, the results, a lot of multimedia. And it's a lot of fun, and the website is really doing well. We're getting a lot of hits every month. And there's a lot of great fans out there that, sometimes they don't want to talk about wrestling. And, I try not to make it my life 24 hours a day. So when you go to my website and you check out the commentary, you're gonna see stuff about life, my son, my girlfriend, my, life at home. And, it's a way of escaping and, writing about fun things. But, I invite everybody to go to SteveCarino.com.
And finally, let me ask you about the babyface turn, huh? I mean, Steve Carino heel was huge. You were selling out arenas nationwide, but you're even bigger as a babyface, huh?
I'm very surprised when the babyface turn happened August 4th. I honestly didn't think it would work, and I'm sure a lot of people really didn't believe it was going to happen. But as you can tell by my style, I didn't change much. I don't go out there. I go out there with the one goal, and that's to win the World Heavyweight title. A lot of people have appreciated my style in the last year, which it feels good. And it feels good to have the cheers and people chant old school. I go out there and I bust my rear end every night. I have the scars to prove it. When I came into ECW, the last thing I wanted to do was scar up my head. The last thing I wanted to do was get involved with chairs and tables. But the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, taught me that it's okay, because the main thing in life is to become, or the main thing in wrestling is to become the World Heavyweight Champion. And, put that food on your son's on the table. Send your son to the best colleges. And that's what it's about. It's a business, and the business has changed since the 80s, and that was the style I wanted to take it back to. Well, maybe I have to be the World Heavyweight Champion to bring it back to the old school style, and I can thank the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, for that.
Finally, anything you want to leave the fans in Minnesota or around the world with? Anything you have to say to your loyal millions?
Oh, the fans of Minnesota were great. The first time ECW came here in May, they were great in Duluth and Minneapolis, and here at St. Paul at Anarchy Rulz, they were unbelievable. The crowd was with us the whole match. There were things I would have changed in the match to make it better, but the crowd was with us, and it was great, and I can't wait to come back.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Steve. We look forward to seeing your run for the heavyweight title very soon.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
Kicking it in the end. So stick around, Wrestling Radio. It's on the air. It's back. It's bigger than ever. Glad to have you with us, everyone. Capital City Kyle, stick around. Enjoy the show.